God made man, Samuel Colt made them equal, and Eugene Stoner keeps them free. The AR-15 is one of the most widely chosen types of firearms for militaries, police, and civilians all over the world. Without a doubt, today's AR-15 is one of the lightest, most accurate, and reliable weapons ever to be produced. In every way, it's phenomenal and has been proven in multiple conflicts through various areas all over the world. Many of the same things that make it popular in those settings also make it an excellent platform for a general purpose rifle. A general purpose rifle is built with a do-it-all motto in mind by focusing on being good at everything. But in doing so, you have to accept the fact that it will not fit every scenario. My go-to rifle is this 16-inch AR-15, and today I'm going to get into why I built it this way and what I learned throughout the build series. Why is it a series? Well, because I ended up taking this build and tweaking it to a 14.5-inch and an 11.5-inch as well. It's just that good. Let's get it. But before we get into this, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate all the love that comes out of this channel. I hope you will continue to support me. I also have a website that hosts our affiliates. Clicking the link of your favorite site and shopping will help the channel out financially. Now back to the fun stuff. The AR-15 is lightweight, reliable, light recoiling, accurate, and easy to maintain and use. Adding modifications is uncomplicated and perhaps the single most important force multiplier. You can anticipate that the AR-15 is the most prevalent private and government-owned rifle, which means ammo is plentiful, as are parts and magazines. Generally, anything from 14.5 inches to 16 inches mid-length or carbine is going to be an ideal start. These systems are proven and the barrel lengths will provide excellent velocity and great terminal ballistics from most ammunitions. With Cooper's idea of the Scout rifle, a one rifle answer for the world, I set out to complete what I see fit for a shit hits the fan rifle in rural Virginia. Here's the build in all of its glory before we break down why I chose what and what I may end up changing down the road. I started off with a 16-inch cold hammer forged barrel with a superlative arms adjustable gas block and a mid-length gas system. The barrel is wrapped with a Geisley Mark 16 rail and locked into a BCM upper. A Silencer Co. semi-ambidextrous lower with the LaRue MBT 2S trigger and a Magpul K2 Plus grip makes up the lower area. She's topped off with a pair of 45-degree ambi radiant safety selectors along with their Raptor charging handle. These parts are key to most of my builds due to comfort and generalization. In the rear, the rifle is set up with a Voltor A5 buffer system with a blue Sprinko spring and an A2 buffer weight sitting inside. With the guts of the system, I chose a Modern Armory NP3 Carpenter 158 Dick Butt Edition. The stock is the slim yet comfortable B5 Bravo stock, making it easy for my cheek weld to complete a line of sight out of my primary arms 1-6 SLX Nova LPVO. I utilize a blue Force Gear Vickers 221 sling and have a Streamlight Pro Tac light as some final touches. Now let's break down the why now that we have the what, even though some of these items are being reconsidered. It's an evolution, guys. It never ends. The perfect barrel length for this type of build needs to be between that 14.5 and 16. I chose 16 due to where I live and the inconsistency of terrain. 5.56 and 2.23 has a great weight to effectiveness ratio, built primarily on speed. A 55 grain 223 round needs to be moving at least 2,500 feet per second in order to guarantee fragmentation on target. The 16-inch barrel equates to fragmentation inside of that 200 yard and a lot less drop than something like an 11.5-inch barrel. 16-inch barrels typically achieve 3,100 feet per second at the muzzle with 55 grain Federal M193. I chose to wrap the barrel around a thermal fit BCM upper for reasons not needing much explanation. BCM for my builds have been impeccable and extremely cheap when you buy the demos. Geisley's Super Modular Rail Mark 16 was a bit more of a questionable decision. Yes, they have had some minor issues in the past, but I have fallen for these rails, especially during their sales. It comes with an updated version of their barrel nut design along with anti-rotation tabs and set screws to ensure no movement even under extreme duress. It's composed of 7000 series aluminum as well, which means extra durability in theory. The possibility of barrel whip happens to nearly every manufacturer with this type of design, and if it hasn't happened yet, I'm not too worried about it. Rounding out the heart and soul of this build is a Modern Armory NP3 Carpenter 158 bolt carrier group. Again, a gamble on my part, but one that fully captured my heart. I typically choose BCM bolt carrier groups as they are tried and true, or just leave the mil specs in. Modern Armory upgraded every part of the bolt carrier group while still being extremely affordable. It's an 8620 alloy steel carrier and a Carpenter 158 bolt with a durable self-lubricating nickel. The bells and whistles on this bolt carrier group are astounding and far too much to report. Just know they use Springco springs, a gas key install with Vibratite 541 with OCKS fasteners, HPT MPI bolt, phosphate extractor, and free gas rings for life. All of this under 2 Benjamins. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the semi-ambidextrous aspects of the Silencer Co. lower, but I am not partial to it. The new Griffin Armament Mark II lowers are going on my other builds currently due to its full ambi controls. A LaRue MBT 2S trigger is typically a must for my builds due to the crisp reset and great price tag. Although the price has gone up a bit recently, it's still tied with the best feeling trigger for a duty rifle next to the Super Dynamic Enhanced by Geisley. I do love how Radiant's charging handles operate, and an ambi 45 degree safety is a must after the first time I used one. I do think I may venture out to try FCD's Q levers though. Voltor makes an incredible buffer system that has been thoroughly tested by the military among others. It's just simply smoother, consistent, and way more forgiving, allowing for your follow-up shots to remain very steady and in quick succession. It's a game changer for sure. People typically overlook the ability to finely tune a rifle and stick to changing out front end parts instead of looking at the rear. I will incorporate the A5 to all of my future builds from here on out. The last thing I'll speak in complete favor of is the Primary Arms SLX 1-6 Nova LPVO. Simply put, this scope blows my mind. The fiber reticle is absolutely eye-scaldingly bright. Although it's in the budget-friendly category, it does not skimp, offering great features typically held by higher-end LPVOs. The clarity is quite good with minimal loss around the edges and a very minimal distortion at 1x. The magnification lever is a bit stiffer than I would like, but finding critiques for the Nova LPVO was few and far between. It's a slick scope for an amazing price. The LPVO is the key that unlocks the full potential of the jack of all trades, master of none 16-inch build. The rest of the rifle is little things I tend to find more comfortable but don't mind interchanging. This was one of my first complete builds, so I did make a couple of mistakes along the way. I enjoy the Vickers 221 sling, but sometimes it gets a little stiff. I really like Edgar Sherman slings, Faro Slicksters, and even GBR's sling. The light is a cheap Streamlight ProTech that is getting replaced by an HRT soon for a year of use. I do enjoy Surefire and Cloud Defense as they are sure things, but surprisingly, Goon Beam has been phenomenal as well. Like, really, really good. The last part that I was hesitant on was the adjustable gas block. I typically do not use adjustable gas blocks, especially for a duty rifle. Although it has held up surprisingly well and does a great job tuning my rifle, BRT has an incredible gas tube that can achieve much of the same results. Time will tell whether the set screw corrodes or not. As of now, she's been perfect. Of course, the muzzle will be changed according to which suppressor I'm going to grab, along with a 12 o'clock dot for closer engagements. While this is a longer barrel, a shorter can makes sense to be installed. Although I have a Polonium K and Enticer S in jail, I think this will be the rifle I choose for the Fat Cat from YHM. Again, time will tell, and my God, I can't wait to run the hell out of my Diligent Defense can. While this build was extremely fun to do, the best thing that came from it was the wisdom I came into possession of. I feel like this rifle is custom tailored to everything I like and makes for a very personalized shooting experience. So much so now that my most entrusted rifle is being cloned into an 11.5 CQB version and a 14.5 just because I hate money version. This rifle is a true Swiss Army knife of builds, which should handle any realistic shit hits the fan scenario with aplomb. While this is true for my situation, I don't think it's for everyone. GPRs are built with you, the mission, and many variables in mind. You have to take all of this into consideration, along with whether you trust your own abilities to appropriately install each part. Torque specs, appropriate Loctite applications, and tolerance stackings are all very real issues you will encounter. If this scares you, have someone help you out. Pay a gunsmith to build it for you or buy one off the shelf. In these times, everyone needs a shit hits the fan rifle and one that is guaranteed to work in nearly every environment. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and check out our website. We have affiliates that help the channel financially when you shop via our link, along with charities I support. Remember, stay blessed, fight for our constitutional rights, and learn, train, and evolve every day, baby.